Hello, folks. Welcome back for round two action. I'm Randy. This is Andrew. In the feature match, we have Adam Law and Chris Bracken. Adam's playing IZZET Phoenix. We just saw that last round. We're going to see it again. Chris is playing SCAPESHIFT. We're going to knock on the wall and let them know that it is time for them to get started. So it looks like Adam's resolving his mulligan. Oh, I thought I updated the names. There. Boom. Look at that. Called the magic of science. And then let's listen in. So who do you think is going to win this match, Andrew?
So I really like SCAPESHIFT. It's a very unique playstyle of the deck. So I want to say that SCAPESHIFT's going to take it, but with the speed of Phoenix, we'll have to see.
Yeah. Well, looking at the hands there, I see Chandra in Chris's hand. He has the namesake of the deck, but he puts it on the bottom. He has a Primeval Titan. Looks like he has 3 lands and a Search for Tomorrows. So here we're going to see turn 1 Thought Scour, and Adam's going to Thought Scour himself. Look at that, Chris being able to tell what he's playing. So he's going to suspend the Search for Tomorrow. And he took 2 off the Stomping Ground. Very interesting. Adam's playing a main deck Surgical Extraction.
It's very interesting. I don't think Surgical is that good in the SCAPESHIFT matchup. We'll just have to see how it plays out.
Yep. So Chris is going to play Farseek. Farseek lets him find anything but a forest, but most likely he'll find something that has a forest attached to it. And he gets Cinderglade here.
I didn't know if he had control of it.
Yeah, we made it. And he's got it on the screen.
And SCAPESHIFT is pretty much, if you can get your opponent to 18 health, more likely you can win the game. Just from what I've seen and what I've heard.
Yeah.
You killed me, Boss.
What?
If I'm right-handed.
Oh.
I hate you.
I was keeping my deck in that corner with the iPad.
I know. I'm gonna keep it there. We'll just keep it there and I'll just start.
Alright. Okay, man.
I'm like superstitious, man.
So we're taking a look at Adam here as he draws for his turn. He doesn't have any creature payoffs, so he's just going to start looking with the Serum's Visions. Draws another land. He's getting kind of flooded on the lands. Let's see, Bolt and a Faithless Looting to the top. And he's probably going to put him back in that order.
Now let's see here. I think that's a Manamorphose in hand, but I don't think he has a mana for it unless he plays this.
He does have a land. Another Spiral Bluff Canal. So if he plays... So Chris asking, just in case Adam's playing counter spells in his main deck.
Oh, my bad. I was thinking about something else.
You're okay. I was just like, Mother, may I? I have to ask all permissions in this game.
So we're going to see a Chandra come down for Chris.
I know, but the fan feels so good. It's like the only spot with the AC. The last time you saw me play, man, I was playing janked out deck.
So you can play the Valakut tapped,
It was that blue black deck that like brought everything back from the grave.
and then just play Chandra. Oh no, he decides to play
Oh, Living End is
Fetch Land, but Chandra here is pretty good.
Let's do.
So he could tick up.
+1. 5. I'm gonna exile. Top one. Yep. Can't cast it. So you take 2. I take 2. Yeah. So exile top card of your library. You can cast that card. If you don't, Chandra first.
Exile.
Good. It's your turn.
Go ahead. All this bullshit.
So Chris is going to get lightning bolted going down to 13.
Start off with a faithless.
So he's going to draw the bolt and another card. So this is where it gets very interesting as to what does he discard here to help him out. And it looks like a land and the surgical extraction. So now Chris is getting information that he is running surgical extraction. So serum visions.
And that's very important information.
Yeah.
Especially since the SCAPESHIFT didn't go to the graveyard, he can't surgical the rest out of the deck.
Yeah. Yeah, and Adam having to pass back to Chris here. So we're going to see Primeval Titan most likely come down. Looking through Chris's deck, he does play a main deck Anger of the Gods. And it looks like Relic of Progenesis in the main deck. It's kind of what the state of Modern is right now, is you kind of have to have that graveyard hate.
Very, very much so. Because with Phoenix, it's very important. Just with a lot of the other very graveyard-based decks.
Yeah, and other decks like Hogak as well.
Yeah, Hogak has been ruling the meta, right, from what I've heard.
Ooh, Molder Vine. He's going to tick up for 2 red and probably play the Primeval Titan.
Results. Straight. Gonna go get 2 nights.
So I don't know what Adam could do about the Primeval Titan. One of the reasons that he was able to get it is because Chandra's one of her plus ability is add 2 red mana to your mana pool. Very utility card here.
Very important. And it looks like you got a Valaka and a Stomping Ground.
Yeah.
Is that a Valakut? Yeah, it is a Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle.
Valakut's not online yet. It's 5 mountains. I have 4. Valakut's not a mountain. Oddly enough, the mountain card is not a mountain.
I'll bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle. Chris saying that it's not online yet, which is probably wise, because it is not.
But it's close.
So you can play. So Faithless Looting is going to help him dig deeper.
I will, yeah. I'll cast that first. Straighten this up if we can.
So Finale of Promise. So
As long as I know there's a
it's
Phoenix in there.
red
Okay.
and X, and then whatever's
So
lower it costs than X, he can cast for free. Is that right?
Yeah, so the Finale of Promise, X is 1, so he gets to choose an instant and a sorcery.
Okay. So yeah, the Faithless Looting is see if he can find probably a way to deal with Bracken's ward, or if not, kill him this turn.
Well, Primeval Titan most likely kills him next turn.
That's true.
Because Primeval Titan can swing in for 6, and then if he gets 2 mountains, that'll be... Let's see, he has 1, 2, 3, 4 mountains on play. 2 mountains would be 6 mountains, triggering, dealing 12 damage, because each will come into play. Yeah, so it looks like Chris is going to win game 1 here. Really, all he has to do is attack, put 2 mountains into play.
my attacker. Trigger.
So he's going to get 2 mountains. They're both going to see each other enter the battlefield at the same time. The Valakutes are going to see him. And a lot of people get confused. So he's going to take 12 from the Valakutes. And then take 6 from Primeval Titan.
In phase 2. Plus Sean. Yep. Exile part.
Wait a minute. Hold on one second. He took 12 from the things. What about the combat damage?
Yeah.
Did we forget about the combat damage?
Yeah, 12.
Oh, so 12 from the Valakutes, and 6 from the Primeval Titan.
Yeah. I thought it didn't count the 5th one. I thought it only hit the 6th one. That's why.
No, they both enter at the same time.
Okay, so yeah, you died.
Yeah.
Alright. Check it. I was like, I had killed
Did you
him.
forget about the combat damage?
Yeah.
That's what I thought, and then I was like, nah, I'm not even gonna try that.
Yeah,
Not quite knowing how Valakut works, but Valakut, it triggers whenever any mountain comes into play. And any mountain that comes into play, it asks, hey, are there 5 others? If there is, yes, trigger, deal the damage. Now, he had 2 Valakuts, and he had 4 mountains when he attacked with Primeval Titan. Primeval Titan then will put in the 2 mountains, bringing them up to 6. Each mountain will trigger and ask, hey, or it'll trigger both the Valakuts, and they'll ask, hey, do you have 5 other mountains? Yes. All right, so 6 and 6, 12, and then plus the 6 from Primeval Titan for a total of 18 damage, killing Adam there. So, yeah, kind of weird. SCAPESHIFT's still a deck.
SCAPESHIFT still is a deck, and I think it's not very common in a deck, but it's a strong deck once it gets going.
Yeah, so one of the things that Adam didn't see is he didn't see any Phoenixes. And without having a Phoenix or even a way to handle Chandra and the Primeval Titan, no counters, it was pretty rough.
Yeah, so I don't know if he would board in more bodies if he has any in the side, or if he needs to find more ways to deal with the Chandra or anything else that comes out on Chris's board.
Well, he definitely needed to be able to kill the Primeval Titan before the attack, but because he didn't kill it, Chris still, I think, had a SCAPESHIFT in hand, so he still had a way to just play SCAPESHIFT and win that way as well.
Yeah.
So Adam's going to be on the play for game 2, and hopefully he gets to see some Phoenixes. Otherwise, just slow and steady, getting extra lands into play. It's going to make it so Chris gets up there.
what is it? You only have like 1 final for the game?
Yeah, you can't cards.
Huh?
You can't cards.
Now, I think what I would like to see Chris play, not that I think that Adam would counter anything that he does, but like maybe we'll see like an Autumn's Veil or Veil of Summer.
That's a good way to kind of handle him from bolting, because Autumn's Veil makes it so you have hexproof, and, it's a way to counter the bolt. And if Adam's played a blue spell, he'll also get to draw a card.
Yeah.
Autumn's Veil is a very neat card. Hey, Firebomb Bees, thanks for the follow. Brian, it's going well. Welcome to the stream as well. How are you doing tonight? Chris is up 1 game playing SCAPESHIFT. And what's funny is SCAPESHIFT in Standard is really good too with Field of the Dead. Field of the Dead, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting a bunch of zombies.
Yeah, I think the only difference is, you don't have the Primeval Titan.
Mic up.
I don't think I will.
Yeah, you don't have the Primeval Titan, but you have SCAPESHIFT, and there is some ramp with
Is that like pretty bad play?
Growth Spiral. I think we have Farseek.
There's not Farseek in Standard, but Grow from the Ashes. All right, so they're looking at their opening hands. Adam's going to be on the play. So you got your modern deck yet ready, Brian? So we're going to see a relic from Chris. That's definitely helps him out against the IZZET Phoenix decks. But whenever you play at turn 1, Adam can kind of play around it a little bit.
Definitely so.
Now we see a Force of Negation in Adam's hand, so he's got to work. He's got a way to work it out, and he should be more reactive in this game than proactive, trying to play his cantrips on his own turn. So now there's 2 relics.
Now, I think 2 relics is a little bit harder to deal with. However, there's still ways to get around it.
Circuitous Route. Yes, Circuitous Route is really good for the standard SCAPESHIFT deck.
I can never draw any more lands.
Well, you know, speaking of needing Manamorphose, I know FrontlineGames.net. You can go visit there, and you might be able to get it. Yeah, Manamorphose. That's weird how that card's been printed twice and is very expensive.
Very much so. I need it for Pauper.
Oh yeah, it was a common in Shadowmoor. It's weird how that's like, you know, very expensive common. Well, this is modern, and we do firebombs. We also film Friday night as well.
Isn't IZZET, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Draw one card and this one.
There's another Force of Negation.
And a surgical?
Yep. Which is kind of counterproductive with Force of Negation, because Force of Negation exiles the spell. So when you have Surgical Extraction, and if you're trying to hit Search for Tomorrows,
Yeah, definitely.
You can just keep good old Serum Visions to hang out for a while, man. Stevie Wonder? Yeah. No, you're good.
Now that's a Sakura tri-builder, and it's definitely going to be very helpful for Chris as the game progresses.
yeah. Adam's at 19, but he hasn't updated his life total in there. We might go in there and talk about it. Now, here's a quick decision. Does he choose to play Blood Moon, which will protect him from the Valakut plan? And it looks like he does.
Responding with the fetch to save to fetch at least, hopefully.
Well, does he need to do that? He doesn't need to necessarily do that because it's a mountain, and Chris is playing red.
That's true, with the Valakut.
Yeah. He's got like 3 SCAPESHIFTs in hand.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
20 turn beatdown.
Yep. I'm going to go let Adam know that he's at 18.
Hey, Adam, you fetched. You're at 18.
Got it. Yep. 2 cards. Yep. This card, 2 cards.
Yes, that's a Force of Negation in hand, and I think keeping it up for certain things will help him. Faithless Looting being the choice to be exiled. Now here's the thing. Chris can pop the relic that's tapped in response to the 3 spells, or in response to the combat trigger of Phoenix.
Draw a card.
I'll hold you. The 1 red. So that was 3 spells, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
So Relic of Progenitus.
Ace Handmaids. Draw a card. And then scratch.
Looks like a thing in the ice. That's what Adam needed a long time ago.
Definitely.
I think he should keep it on top just in case this game does go long.
Top and bottom.
I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume that he put Thing in the Ice on top. So let's see.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes from here.
And there's no real way to work around the relics because Chris has 2.
In combat.
Before combat. Yeah. Pop relic, maybe the graveyards.
Yep.
And then there's the relic being cracked by Chris.
We move to combat.
What's up?
We move to combat.
Oh yeah, I'll pass. Sorry.
Instead, PD1. Yeah.
So second Tribe Elder getting sacrificed for him to go get a basic land.
Yeah, it is just 1 basic land. For some reason, I thought it was 2. I think there's another one that gets 2.
You might be thinking of Kadama's Reach, which lets you put a basic land into play and a basic land into hand.
Maybe.
Yep.
So did he get another land? No. So Rex Sage taking care of Blood Moon. Not much that Force of Negation can do for that because Rex Sage is a creature.
Yeah. Let's see. I think that's a Lava Coil in hand as well.
Now I have a wooden foothill.
So we should see Thing in the Ice coming down.
That's a thing. Show me your 4 Metamorphose.
I think Adam needs to pass here just in case a SCAPESHIFT gets played so he can counter it.
Whoa, crap. So
18-16
Actually,
in favor of Adam.
tell
Adam
me-
down a game
Oh,
for those of you that are just joining us.
English letters.
Yeah, but that 18 life is very important. Because like we said, with SCAPESHIFT, 18 life is what your opponent needs to get for you to win the game without counter magic.
So he drew a land here.
Flame slash. Flame slash.
So Adam can counter the Flame Slash. Remove a counter from the Thing in the Ice. He's debating about it really hard here. Ooh, he decides to exile the Serum Visions instead of just paying the 3. So this is where Adam should bolt the Rex Sage in
4
response.
damage.
half the damage.
Half the damage. Right? Yeah.
He does not.
Well, see, the way that Chris played that, and Adam asked, was it before damage or after damage? He said after damage. That's a huge difference.
It is.
I would have just responded with playing the bolt and assumed that he played it in response to blockers being declared.
Oh boy! Here
Alright, that looks like he just played an Arya Flame. Is that
Oh
right?
gosh! Oh boy, a homeless Joe.
Alright,
Yeah, but I think the advantage is now clearly in Chris's favor
Oh, very much so.
because he has a Primeval Titan in hand. And Steppy's going to...
Crack relic and exile our graveyards.
alright.
Draw a card. Let's. Force of Vigor. Destroy that.
So Force of Vigor coming into play.
It's my turn. It's
Force of
instead
it, yeah,
of
Vigor,
force,
and
so
then
for
the pitching a SCAPESHIFT. But I think if he's got more than one SCAPESHIFT in hand, he should be fine.
Yep.
Thanks. Okay. I'm gonna respond.
Bolting the Rex Sage?
And then I'll get a counter on that.
Yep.
So Bolt's going to do 4 damage.
Oh, no, he bolted Chris instead. Okay.
Yeah.
Only one? Still on that side.
Getting a stomping round.
Thank God I cracked that. That really. Literally the saving throw right there. Is that too good? I'm really not worried about it. It's a yeah. Draw. No cards in hand. Okay.
You like the new layout? Thank you.
Well,
Hello, Son of Prayer 413. How are you?
for scape shift, I'm gonna go grab 6 pounds and 18.
And now we see the skate shift.
I can show you that I have existing combos.
Yep, and
Dead.
Chris wins the match there, 2-0. We have plenty of time on the clock. I tried getting some people in here last time. I'm going to see if we can get somebody else. Otherwise, stay tuned. You're watching Monday Night Modern.